Do you see that Event Horizon is a very interesting film to revisit in 2017? 20 years later, we're going to take a look at Event Horizon. Does it hold up? Today on Sci-Fi Weekly.
Welcome to Popcorn Talk, featuring movie discussion, news, and interviews. Popcorn Talk. We talk movies. And now, here's Popcorn Talk's Sci-Fi Weekly.
Hey guys, welcome back. I got a big thumbs up on my dumb intro this week. This is Sci-Fi Weekly, the show that examines all the past, present, and future of science fiction. I'm your host, Zach Wilson. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at @ThatZachWilson. Also, be sure to find the show itself on Twitter and Facebook at Sci-Fi Weekly slash Sci-Fi Weekly on Facebook. Find it there. And I've got my panel today. Everybody's here.
Yeah.
Jesse Klein.
Hey, how's it going, everyone? Super excited to talk about this very serious movie that we watched. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at JessKlein1. That's JessKlein, the number one.
Jesse Klein dressed very dapperly in a button-down shirt.
I was just saying, I just came from a show where I played James Joyce, so I'm a little more dapper than usual.
Jesse's looking nice. We have the lovely Hayley O'Connor joining us.
Hello, I'm Hayley O'Connor. You can find me on Twitter at Hayley O'Connor. That's Hayley with 2 Y's. If you don't use 2 Y's, you're not 2 Y's. So what that is meant to mean, because somebody asked me, is Hayley. That's where they go. I'm also on Instagram at Hayleywood.
You guys look very nice. I'm in a mouse rat t-shirt.
Yeah, well, I'm not that dapper. I'm wearing a pizza shirt, so...
Hey, pizza's the best of things.
It's the most dapper food.
Yeah. All right. Well, we've got a lot of news to cover and only one speed that we can do it at. It's time for the news at ludicrous speed.
Ludicrous speed! Go!
Marvel is showing off some Thor and Rocket Raccoon concept art in a teaser image in a promo that they released for the upcoming Avengers Infinity War. I have so many emotions looking at this image. It's ridiculous. But I think there's only one person I'd like to quote, and that's the great Star-Lord. My reaction: there's a little pee coming out of me right now.
Yum. Power Rangers is getting a dark and gritty animated TV reboot, according to Adi Shankar. Here's looking forward to the big bad Beetlezorg's drug addiction plotline.
Folks, do yourself a favor. Look up the Big Bad Beetlezorg's opening song. It is bonkers. It is nuts. There's a Dracula, a Frankenstein, teenagers skateboarding. It's amazing. Speaking of like the Power Rangers kind of stuff, we get a new look at the Jaegers for Pacific Rim 2. These robots look way more anime. So I'm pretty sure that the first hour and 45 minutes of this movie is just going to be John Boyega staring off into the distance, seeing flashbacks of his family and friends until his power level hits 9,000 and he defeats the kaiju monsters with his heartbeat.
I hated that joke.
You really did.
I was proud of it.
Yeah.
Blair Redford is officially the first person to be cast in Matt Nix's upcoming X-Men project for Fox.
Yeah, sure.
Although we still don't know any of the details about who he's playing or what the show is even going to be other than X-Men. We know that he's going to be in it. Also with this release, Matt Nix said that there will be some established characters from the X-Men universe in this. No clarification on whether that's established in the movie universe or just like established from the books. But he said that the reason that he's letting it out there is because we're sort of trying to use the show and dodge the question of where is Wolverine. But you raised it up, Matt Nix. You brought it up. So now I need to know, where is Wolverine? Give us Wolverine, Matt Nix. Sincerely, a bunch of unnecessarily angry fans.
I think it's necessary.
So a teaser has been released for Netflix's new show, Bill Nye Saves the World. Looks good, and it'll feature esteemed scientists such as Rachel Bloom, Tim Gunn, and Zach Braff.
Hey, Zach Braff's a doctor. We all know that. He's a doctor.
Very good doctor.
I saw those documentaries. The Runaway Parents have been cast for the new show based off of the Marvel comic book, The Runaways.
All of them.
All of them have been cast. It's a huge group, including alums from The Wire and Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Needless to say, it's going to make for some very awkward parent-teacher conferences. One's a witch, one's a mad scientist, others a time traveler.
There's a dinosaur in there, you know.
Make a great game of Clue.
They all did it.
According to director Denis Villeneuve, the upcoming Blade Runner 2049 will focus on using more practical effects over CGI.
Yes.
It's almost like they want to make this a good movie or something.
I don't believe it.
In a twist that is shocking even for science fiction fans, Fox is interested and willing to do more episodes of Firefly. But they're only willing to do it if Joss Whedon returns. Wait. A network is willing to reboot a fan favorite show but won't go for the money grab without the key talent so that it's creatively on the right track? What world is this?
I don't understand. We're gonna have to slow it down because I don't understand
I don't get it.
what this is. So let's drop out of ludicrous speed, hit the emergency brake, and talk about some really cool news that came out. This came out moments after we got off the air yesterday.
Last week, yeah.
And we even had to acknowledge because we knew it was coming, but there was nothing we could do. So like. Literally an hour after we left studio, Stranger Things, Netflix dropped their Super Bowl ad teaser trailer for Stranger Things 2, which now they've officially announced the release date as Halloween for this year.
Spooky.
So we got a long ways to go.
Yeah, but spooky.
But it works.
Yeah, I feel like that was the mindset.
Yeah.
Spookiness.
It's almost like it's a horror-based show.
In 1985, if you release a movie on Halloween, spooky.
But I thought we could take a look at it and then talk about
Let's do it.
the stuff that's hidden in there.
Look at my ego. You like my ego? I love it!
That was a cute way to open it, using an actual ad during the Super Bowl.
Ghostbusters.
Creepy. Giant monster.
Yeah.
Okay,
I like that.
looks awesome. My initial thought when I saw it was like, it's clearly a teaser. Like, I feel like they've shot very little of the actual show yet, just to like.
I think they have shot most of
Really,
it.
have
actually.
they?
They
'Cause
started
I thought,
a
like,
while
oh,
ago.
they gave us so little of anything, just like close-ups of some of the kids' faces. Like,
I think
we
they
know they're
started
there.
shooting in the fall.
Really?
But that what we saw in there, I really like I said, I really like the way they did it as a commercial.
Yeah.
Creatively, like, because starting out an Eggo ad during the Super Bowl is like, you're like, oh, Eggo's doing an ad,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
no, it's gonna be horrifying.
I remember when I first saw it, I was like, is Eggo doing an ad during the Super Bowl? Where are they getting that sweet waffle money from?
Hey, I buy a lot of waffles.
I believe it.
And not even in relation to Stranger Things. That just upped my waffle intake.
Sure.
No.
They know you by name at the waffle store.
Because you have to go to the waffle store for. Anyway, we're off track. But there's some really so we obviously it's going to be set at Halloween, not just released at Halloween.
Yeah.
Because we see the kids in
Ghostbusters
Ghostbusters
costumes.
which is adorable. People were nervous at first that we didn't see Will Byers in that group shot of them as the Ghostbusters, but there's EW then released a series of photos in conjunction with this, and he was there as well. So
Yeah.
they have the whole team. All 4 Ghostbusters.
Everyone's right.
But the big thing that stuck out, big in more than one sense, is what looks like a giant monster
Yeah.
Huge.
over the entire town.
Yeah, that is a creepy thing.
What do you guys think as you see that?
Well, based off of kind of like the language they use, it looks like maybe the Upside Down is going to start. Maybe it's after the movie we just saw, but it's going to start bleeding into the real world more, and we'll get some more Upside Down knowledge and lore.
Yeah, they gave us some plot details as well this week. They're like, there must be big shifts in the show because they're like it's so early. We're 8 months out, and the Duffers and like Netflix are giving us like information about the plot lines for next season. So like one of the things said, Will seems to be seeing images from the upside down. The question is whether they're real or not. So it seems like he's having some post-traumatic stress disorder.
Which is where they ended the series with anyway, right? Yeah.
Well, like what is it? What has it done to him?
Yeah.
But this is like I think he's getting like flashes from the other side.
It also looks like they're not going to kind of dance around like, where's 11? It looks like 11's there.
She's there.
Oh yeah. She's on the cover of Entertainment Weekly with a perm.
Yes, well, to me, it's like, you know, I feel like a lot of writers would do the whole, like, for the majority of the season, it would be like, where's 11? Is she going to be here or is she not? And then, like, somehow pay it off at the end. I like that they're just going to be like, no, 11's here. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, well, because, again, like, you're not going to be able to hide that she's, like, on set and all that. And, like, no one was questioning that 11... No one was really questioning whether 11 was coming back. So the big monster, I feel like this to me is good because one of the few things that I didn't love about season 1 was that I wanted more about like what was going on in the Upside Down, because it wasn't just like they treated the Demogorgon like it was like just a lone like mindless monster.
Yeah.
But I always felt like there was much more going on.
And there are like theories that there were multiple Demogorgons and like...
Well, my favorite theory is the one where the Demogorgon is the upside down version of 11.
Okay.
Where like which would mean that the Demogorgon is a science experiment from the upside down world that got on the loose. So with that in mind, like what are the intelligent beings behind the Demogorgon?
Sure.
And what does that mean? So like are they trying to invade our world? Is that what the giant monster is?
I like that the giant monster kind of looked like a virus.
Interesting. Yeah.
Like it had like very viral aspects to it.
It's true.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Yeah, we didn't get. There wasn't a whole lot.
Yeah, there's not. I mean, it's a teaser, right? There's not that much we can do, but guess.
Yeah.
Didn't show any of the older kids, right? It didn't show the
It didn't
teenagers.
show them, but there were some photos,
them,
so you can check out from Entertainment Weekly. I'm sorry that I don't have them, but Nancy's got shorter hair.
Oh my God! Let's talk about that.
She's in a car with
a boy
with Jonathan.
Oh boy!
Oh,
Wow,
no, who's she gonna be
crazy.
with this season?
The least believable thing about the Power Rangers trailer is when the girl cuts her hair and walks into a classroom and everyone's like, wow, she cut her hair. Like no one in real life, no one would have noticed.
Or even they'd be like, huh. All right, anyway.
Let's go back to being in detention.
Yeah. So anyway, like, we'll be keeping an eye as Stranger Things releases more.
Sure.
Let's do some sci-fi in real life really quick. This was an interesting story that NASA put out. So NASA did an experiment where they shot a twin into space in a rocket on the space station.
Get out! There could be only one.
It was a tribute show.
But Scott and Mark Kelly, they sent Scott up to the space station while Mark stayed on Earth, and they kept examining them to see what the differences would be between them as he spent more time in space. So over the course of 6 months, like what is space doing to his DNA? There was a few like things that they found. The strand caps on his DNA, on Scott's DNA in space, had changed size, which it's like I don't know what that means, but like cool.
Well, they're a different size now.
They had different.
Thank you, scientists.
Yeah.
Did you study with Zach Braff?
They had different stomach bacteria, although they said the
Space
that makes
bacteria.
probably
right.
just related to the fact that they were eating different food.
Oh yeah.
But then the big one was that they found that 200,000 RNA molecules were different between the two. And some of that is just chalked up to them not being the same person. But they think that this could be what they're referring to as the space gene. Which is
I'm so glad they're referring to it like that.
Yeah, I love that they're calling it the space gene.
Space gene, sure.
It's a lot of theoretical and like circumstantial to like what might be between, because you only have one case.
Yeah.
But they think that this could be like a way to find out like what space does to alter our DNA. Which like last week, because we were talking about like space between us, like somebody who grows up on Mars.
Sure.
What does that do to alter who you are? He has a larger heart. He has like more brittle bones. Like if you were, let's say, raised in zero gravity or spent 2 years living in zero gravity, like obviously it's devastating on the body itself. But what other changes does it do?
That's really interesting.
Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe the space gene is going to give us X-Men.
Let's hope for X-Men.
Seems likely.
Or at least we can get the Budweiser and Twins commercial back.
And Twins with
But
Scott and
space
Mark
genes?
Kelly.
Yeah, just these two astronauts. Love burritos at 4 a.m. Flying in my capsule and Twins.
He's like, screw you, Mark. I haven't had burritos at 4 a.m. in months. I've been in space.
There is no 4 a.m. in space.
There's no burritos either. You ever try to having hot sauce on in a small spaceship? Doesn't end well for anybody.
No one wins.
All right, well, let's move on to our main topic for the day, which we wanted to ask, does Event Horizon hold up?
We did want to ask this question.
I really wanted to ask
Let's
it.
lay this on the table. I deferred to Haley and Jesse on this one because I actually had never seen Event Horizon before.
Shame.
I missed it 20 years ago.
Shame on you.
You
when
did
I
miss
was
it.
like 9 or
Yeah.
something. But yeah, I didn't see it, but I watched it for the first time. So my initial reaction, having never seen this movie, bonkers.
Yeah.
Bonkers, but
Bonkers isn't necessarily negative.
surprisingly scientific.
Huh.
For
Is
parts,
it?
for parts, and that's
My-
what I thought was interesting is that they it had science like up into a point, and then went, it took a hard left.
My favorite scientific moment in the movie is they arrive on the Event Horizon, and one of them's like, temperatures are below freezing. And then a CG water bottle floats by, and the water is clearly liquid. I was like, I don't know what below freezing means in this world.
Look, it's a very
Shout out to the,
insulated,
effects
clear
person.
plastic water bottle, Jesse.
You know what? It was probably just vodka in it.
It was probably just mercury.
So, initial reaction for you guys, so what did you think of this the first time you saw it?
Okay, so for me, this is one of those movies because, like you said, when it came out, we were young, definitely too young for this movie. And for me, it was like one of those, like, we're going to sleepover, and my mom had to call the parents' mom to be like, what are the girls going to do? And they're like, oh, they're just going to watch some movies, I think, Event Horizon and Scary Movie. And my mom looked them up and was like, hell no, you can't watch those. But then still let me go, so obviously we watched them.
Good job,
and,
Mom.
And so I remember being petrified, but like it was all the cool girls and they were like, this is great. And I was terrified. So a lot of it in rewatching it now is kind of new to me just because I had like fear blackout child brain from what a lot of it happened. And so now, less scared.
Jesse, what about you? When did you see this the first time?
Yeah, I mean, I think I saw it. I didn't see it in theaters, but I remember like TNT showing it quite a bit on cable. And after watching it this time, I realized this might be like the 4th or 5th time I've seen this movie. Like just
Better
like
every time.
Just like seeing it in the background, like just it was on TV when I was a kid and I didn't want to do homework. So I just like, I gotta finish this movie and then I do homework. Watching it again, this movie is hilarious. It is real funny.
Did you find it to be serious the first time? Like Haley, you were scared.
I think I remember the first time being like, again, like we've talked about it on the show before. Those of you updating our Wikipedia page for show canon,
Which doesn't exist.
Like, I watched Alien when I was like 6, and so like I was watching this. I remember thinking like, this isn't as good as
You
Alien.
had a high level, yeah.
Like
yeah.
I was like, this isn't as good as Alien.
I didn't have that problem of good taste, and
Yeah.
I love it. I still loved it. I was super entertained by this movie watching it now. Like, it was full marks. I thought it was awesome.
For if you're gonna watch it after seeing this, pay attention to how everyone screams. No one screams like a real person in this movie.
What?
Like, if I was watching it and like there are parts where like Sam Neill will be like, and I'm like, what are you doing?
Sam Neill gave a strange performance.
He did.
All right. Yeah. I mean, for me, like it was enjoyable in a very like this is insane
Yeah.
sort of way. So like, let's talk about the storyline.
Well, I should ask because actually I think there's like a longer cut of it that's available now. Is that what you watched?
I saw the version that Hulu had.
As did I.
So
Because that's what they put. That's like I looked for like the Blu-ray just said it had normal cut, so I didn't even like pick it up.
Okay.
Since Hulu had it.
I think I may have seen now the extended version, which I think was just a lot more of the sort of flashes of
Hell Dimension.
hell dimension.
Oh, because like there's only like that one sequence,
Oh, there's a lot more.
right? Like one like where you actually
Flash, where you
maybe
kind
there
of
were
can make out
flashes,
some
but
stuff.
like yeah, there's only like the one like where like they show a bunch of it.
Well, there's
Okay,
the-
yeah, just one.
There's the blood orgy when we see the video.
Yeah.
And then there's towards the end when everyone
You
is
see a
Oh
bunch.
yeah.
And
I was
someone,
thinking
like-
of the thing at the end.
Yeah.
That's the one that.
Well,
stuck out.
that's what I saw too, but maybe it just lasted longer.
Yeah.
But
It's
who
just
knows?
like,
Maybe
you're
that's
like-
what Hulu has up.
It
I'm
just
not sure.
you replayed it a bunch of times. You're like, I'm gonna
Couldn't
have
get
to watch
enough.
that part again.
One for the spank bank.
Yeah. I'm just like looking at my quote. Fuck layman's terms. Do you speak English?
I was like, these guys are scientists.
Yeah,
Like, these guys
yeah.
are all space. Like, they were
I
definitely.
sort of figured that like they were like space miners.
They weren't, though. They were all,
Like that's
they're all astronauts. That's the thing that, like, I had an issue with immediately. It was like, oh, they're trying to do the alien thing where, like, they're all space truckers. And, of course, they don't know what's going on. But these are all just astronauts. Like, they're all astronauts. They should know science. They should know basic scientific terms.
yeah. Well, I guess they don't really go into like what a normal mission is for them.
Astronaut missions.
Yeah. Well, because like, are they just explorers? Is this are they? Because they mentioned that they're going on leave a bunch. So like, they work for the USAC. Mm-hmm.
Wayland Yutani.
Yeah. But like, if they normally are miners, like they don't have any mining equipment on that ship. Like,
No.
if they're military, they don't really have any weapons.
No.
So I guess they're just none of them really seem to be scientists because they're not really doing experiments. They just like hang out in space a lot.
They're just astronauts.
Yeah.
General use.
So they're
Astronauts.
aboard the Lewis and Clark,
Yep.
which does imply that it's an exploratory vessel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Lewis and Clark College up in Portland, Oregon.
But so when he gets on board, like, and they're just, it was like, did you guys think that how should I start this? Let's talk about the whole plot line of the saving the ship, because it almost at a certain point was like anti-scientist.
Yeah.
Because this is
why do
one of
you
those
say?
classics, like it's one of those sci-fi tropes where science, like the scientist has gone too far. Like,
Sure.
No, I must push the boundaries. I don't care if I murder
But
all
look at
of
the
you.
size-
We watched It Came From Outer Space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But look at the size of the event horizon. Like, if nothing else, you want to retrieve your ship because a lot of money went into it, right? In a practical business sense, you want to, like, use it for parts or whatever, right?
Sure.
That was, I think, where it started, and we were totally on his side.
Yeah.
It was more like once he discovered the hell
You really
dimension.
want it more because you're like, holy shit!
Should we
We've
give
never
just a
seen anything like this.
basic breakdown of what the plot is?
Yeah.
All right. So
Go ahead, person who's seen this 5 times, apparently.
I didn't remember that I had until I was watching. Sam Neill is the scientist. He's created a warp drive that's basically the wrinkle in time. That was the other problem I had with that. I was like, it's a like zeitgeist, the wrinkle in time. He's created a warp drive where you can go faster than light by folding space. He put that warp drive in a ship called the Event Horizon. All of a sudden, the crew went black, and they couldn't find it. It was at Neptune. So now the Lewis and Clark is another ship, which is being held by Captain Lawrence Fishburne. Emotion, one man. Emotion, he has one. And it is disdain. They go to save the Event Horizon. Turns out that the ship is now sentient because when they folded space, they passed into hell or like a pain dimension or something like that, and the ship now wants to spread hell all over the universe. Like, we don't really know what the ship's plan is, but just to bring hell to this dimension.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, it was to either capture people for purpose of torture or to just I guess that's the drive, is to find other people to torture.
Yeah.
And they don't really explain let's first start the hell dimension concept, because we're asking, does this hold up? That concept's been used a bunch of times, and I wouldn't necessarily say this is where it originated.
No.
But it has become a much more popular trope since this movie. Doctor Strange was one of the earlier uses of it, of the idea of crossing dimensions, and one of them is just
It's just
concept of hell.
Yeah.
Not the movie, obviously. I'm talking about the comic book. But would they use that?
Yeah.
In a sense, and other shows and movies have used the idea. I mean, even we were talking about Stranger Things, the Upside Down is a version of what a hellscape could be. It's just in a different plane of
This
existence.
movie took a lot of cues, art direction and ideas, I feel from Hellraiser, because that's the whole thing is they come from the pain dimension, and they have no eyes, and they're all cut up a bunch, and
where we're going, we don't need eyes. And I was almost surprised when he when he didn't stop talking there.
Then
We have to go back to hell.
He puts trash in the thing and goes off.
Hearing you guys talk about it is making me judge it a little more harshly, but I
Haley,
really liked it.
No, no. I'm saying all this. I enjoyed the shit out of this.
Yeah,
movie.
So
okay.
Haley, what about it do you like?
Well,
that, because that's, you're allowed to like
I know.
ridiculousness.
I really liked, horror in general works on me. I mean, I'm not, but jump scares work, and when they were just flashing the sort of horrible images, that works on me big time. It's frightening when you can't see it directly is always really good. And so I like a horror in space. I really love it. And I don't know, Sam Neill's great. Jason Isaacs is great. I don't know.
Jason Isaacs, I was just excited. All these people are fun.
They are
Yeah.
great,
With some of
yeah.
these
Lawrence
actors.
Fishburne, it was good, and the short-haired woman, I don't know the actress's name, but she was awesome. I haven't seen her in anything else, I don't think, but she was great performance. I don't know, I loved it.
Is that Kathleen Quinlan?
Could be.
Maybe, yeah, I think so.
Oh,
Yeah,
if
yeah.
you like vivisection, by the way, this is the movie for you. A lot of vivisection. Yeah, I thought it was. I loved it. I thought it was ridiculous, but it's really silly, in a really good way.
And it looked good, minus some of the liquid effects, but the actual turning drive that was built,
practical, yeah.
that was awesome. That looked great.
That
I
was really
thought.
cool. The needless hallway of turning stuff. I was why do you need this?
But it looks. But
it looks awesome.
I actually feel scientifically I could justify pretty much all of that. The spinning, it's a spaceship, and spinning is usually a way of controlling gravity.
Except that's not how
No,
that
I'm not
would
saying
work
that specifically,
there.
but like spinning could it could be done. It could be used for any number of reasonable things. Like a lot of computer parts need to spin. The weird maze of motherboards and everything.
Fantastic.
I could justify it with a need for ventilation. It would save you on need for like cooling liquid and everything.
I will say this: Sam Neill, who created the spaceship, created it knowing, like, it was like, I wonder if a hell dimension will open up, because like some of the doorways are literally just shaped like coffins, and then like also some of like the closing iris doorways just have spikes on them for no reason. Like,
Yeah, a bit of a dick designer.
he was like, yeah, I'm gonna make it as freaky as possible and hope a hell dimension doesn't open up in it.
The drive itself sort of looked like a weird, like, the only way I could think of to describe it is techno steampunk.
Yeah, totally. But it was cool. I love practical stuff anyway more than CG, so
And-
it holds up. It looks cool.
Unfortunately, the practical made the terrible
Yeah,
CG
much worse.
stand out real big.
Because the practical effects in this looked great. The spaceships looked
Yeah.
great.
Did you read that they had a 10-week pre-production for this movie, which for like a movie with practical effects, like 10 weeks, that means they had to hire people and get the sets built.
Oh, not just 10 weeks like on the set.
No, 10-week pre-production total
Oh man,
before this movie was made, which is insane.
that's
like,
incredibly impressive then to the art department putting this together, because like that was some, especially again in the drive room, that's some very intricate set design.
yeah.
I think some of it was effects though, right?
No, that was all like the
Even at the size.
well, I think they built half of it.
Okay, that's what because it seemed like there were certain shots where it's like this looks like it's effects, like it wasn't perfectly seamless, and then other shots it did look seamless, like it was a miniature.
Yeah, they built that was like corrugated rubber or something like that they painted to look like metal, and I think they built half of it, and the rest was so you could get camera shots and rigs on the ceiling.
Yeah,
But yeah, like all of the practical stuff is awesome and looks great.
Although Sam Neill, after getting into being Skinwalker Sam Neill, like his bodysuit, I kind of thought the movie was sort of gonna end before that, and then kept going a little long with him as evil version of himself.
Demon Sam Neill.
Yeah, boy.
Demon Sam Neill.
That was something.
with cuts
Yeah.
all
No
over
eyes.
his face.
Yeah, it's just ridiculous.
Again, where we're going.
We don't need eyes.
Yeah.
Or roads.
Do you see?
Don't you see?
It's much harder without eyes to see.
I like how that scientist forgot that space was a vacuum and just shot out a window.
Well, he was evil scientist now.
Yeah.
Like he forgot all of his schooling. But yeah, there was like the effect, like the CGI of like for a moment at the beginning, like where you see like the watch floating. I'm like, oh, this isn't too bad.
all right,
And then you
yeah.
see like the liquid.
Yeah.
Liquid was really bad.
And like the hand slowly pushes it aside, and it's like, you know, I mean, for the 90s, not so bad. Does it hold up to today? Not so much. The practical effects look great. The CGI doesn't.
Jurassic Park still looks amazing.
Jurassic Park still some of the with some exceptions in the Velociraptor sequences still, not that it's bad, but like it just doesn't. It's not
looks
quite
amazing
as good. But the T-Rex stuff is seamless.
Yeah.
that's great.
Because they used practicals and tricked you when they needed to use CGI.
Well, that hallway in the opening hallway for the ship, the Event Horizon, that was all practical, and to make it look bigger, you can see in some shots they just put mirrors in the back.
A mirror can make a room appear larger.
Yeah. So they just to make it look bigger. It was still pretty big, but like to make it look bigger, you can see some shots where it's clearly a mirror in the back.
Let's talk about the science of Event Horizon a little bit.
Okay.
Let's ask.
Keeping in mind that we don't know what science is like in hell.
Yeah. Well, we gotta ask, what would Neil deGrasse Tyson say
Seeing
about this?
is not believing.
Yeah, especially in this.
Seeing is not believing.
Well, we do know, I mean, some things about what Neil deGrasse Tyson would say about this, because he's talked about faster than light travel before.
Yes.
Specifically about how if you gain infinite speed, you gain infinite mass, which would technically destroy the universe, because you would expand and become a giant gravity beast and destroy everything. Which is why he spoke out against some scientists were accelerating electrons to 99.99% the speed of light, and electrons are particles and have mass-like properties, and we're not sure what happens
If they hit.
the speed of light.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's scary.
Yep.
I mean, the thing is, the concept of bending space-time
Yes.
is, in terms of, as far as it can be within theoretical physics, is at least accurate to the theories of today. We
Yeah.
obviously don't know how to do it. That's the big leap that the film starts with. But that idea that, when you do that, you have to cross through dimensions.
Yeah.
Uh,
If you take a Playboy and you fold it in half,
yeah.
and you stick a pencil through it, you can just go from one side to the other.
What do you guys think about the liquid tanks? Like the what do they call them? The couches?
Yeah. I mean, it reminded me of the Abyss quite a bit, where they had the oxygen fluid.
All the liquid effects made me think of the Abyss.
Yeah. I guess it makes sense. I don't know.
It does. It's suspended animation. Liquid would be a cushion for
It's used a lot as this kind of
bumped
thing,
around.
right? Yeah.
But it would also be a solvent, unless it was a specific nutrient liquid. It would.
I mean, I would think they're not just in water.
Yeah.
You're taking a bath for 49 days.
Your just skin is eroded.
Yeah, I mean that's what I say when I say there's some science in here.
Yeah.
That especially at the beginning got me into it. I'm yeah,
Science.
this is gonna go, and then it go to just direct downward spiral into hell.
Yeah.
Yes, well,
Literally.
But again, I love the idea of a dimension, other dimensions being out there. So that, it all lined up.
Hey man, if there's a
In a
hell
way.
if there's a hell dimension, that means there's got to be a heaven dimension too. You know what I'm saying?
God.
Yeah, we gotta just let's just keep bending space until we find that one.
you know what I'll say? I feel like the setting wherever this takes place, our regular world before the hell dimension, is already weird because Jason Isaacs was not a villain in it. So it's not the real world.
Baby bear, Mama bear, where am I? Open the door, Mama bear.
Yeah, that was I don't know, that was weird.
It was very weird.
It's very strange. Oh, that was another place where science just thrown out the window in more than one sense.
Yeah.
That is not how decompression works on the
Nope.
human body. Your eyes do not explode,
But it looks
nor do you
awesome.
just start bleeding out of orifices.
But it looks awesome. I like the beginning where it says Moon first colonized by Earth 2015.
Oh yeah, the
I missed
super
that.
90s
Yeah.
hey, look, we can make graphics just appear out from the middle. So we talked about the movie. We got ask the question that we asked at the top. Does Event Horizon hold up? For let's start with you guys, since you had seen the movie before.
Well, what I think is, we're rating it for ourselves, but also I think it was funny when I looked it up that, when it came out, it got really panned. Like,
yeah.
it was destroyed. So, like, we're holding it up to a low bar, even if the critics all hated it. So.
Here's the way I'll ask you. Like,
Okay.
what do you think you would have given it the first time you saw it, for you personally, versus like what you would think of it now?
Oh, you first.
Hayley would have given it 10 screams out of 10.
Yeah, little Hayley was a coward.
Yeah, I mean, if the question doesn't hold up, I think the answer is no. If the question is it worth watching? I would say yes. Like, I think it is an interesting kind of look into what science fiction and horror looked like during that period of time. And it also is just like, I wasn't miserable. Like, watching the space between us, I was miserable. I was not miserable watching this movie. Like, I had a good time.
It's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's even as
super
it's
entertaining.
insane. It is entertaining.
There's a guy on fire chasing someone around. It's fantastic.
Like, I think at the Popcorn Talk, I believe Guilty Movie Pleasures has also covered this
Oh,
movie.
really?
So
Yeah, great.
go check out their review of this as well.
I also realized watching this, I mixed this movie and The Sphere up quite a bit.
They're really. I watched them together.
Okay.
They're really similar.
Okay, because in my brain they were the same movie, and I was like, when's that?
Basically are.
Okay, good. Okay, then I'm not a crazy person.
A lot less sort of blood orgies and crazy, disgusting stuff in Sphere,
Oh,
but
who cares then? Blood orgy is where I'm at. I give this 10 blood orgies out of 10 blood orgies. No, I say if you're looking for like an interesting thing and like just a good time, like, this movie is fun to watch.
totally.
Yeah.
The movie, it's fun. It's like, we haven't said anything that I think would change, like, if you haven't seen it, your enjoyment of it.
Yeah.
Because it's like, look, don't expect to get like a high quality movie but just like sit back and have fun and like have a laugh.
Bring some friends over, watch this
Bring
movie
a date,
together.
see how she reacts
Bring
to the
a
blood
date.
orgies.
See if she's into
Gauge her
it.
interest.
See if she puts that in the spank bank like Hayley. And if she does,
Marry her.
marry that woman.
Yeah,
put a
for
ring
me,
on it,
for me,
guys.
it more than held up just because, I had no critical response to it as a child that was so terrified by these scenes, and even because at a baseline level, space was really scary to me, even when it's not horror in space.
sure.
It's frightening, unknown. But so for me, it was better than the first time, and I totally enjoyed myself.
Great. Let's I think that'll do it for
Zach, you answer. What do you
I
do you recommend it?
I would say I recommend like just don't worry about it being good. Don't like manage expectations, and you will very much enjoy this movie because it was fun to watch.
This is a good like party movie. Like have
Yeah.
some friends over. Make yourself like a steak and strawberry salad.
Make it a double feature with Sphere.
Make it a double feature with Sphere.
I feel like
triple
we
feature
just
with
heard about your
Abyss.
weekend, Haley.
And reenact your favorite scenes in the bedroom.
And like just goof around while you're watching the movie, and you'll have a fun time.
Yeah, not to be taken seriously, but awesome.
All right, with a couple of minutes left in the show, why don't we do some sci-fi moment of the week?
Sure.
Which we'll get started on. Yeah, there's the old sound cue we haven't used in forever. So we got some sci-fi moments of the week, and you guys can always send us yours.
Oh, please do.
You either tweet them to us personally on Twitter or to @Sci-Fi Weekly, or use the hashtags Sci-Fi Moment of the Week. It's a super long hashtag, but it helps us find it. So we got two this week from good old Captain Travis and Chill Cat. Chill Cat Sci-Fi Moment of the Week was the premiere of Legion.
Oh yeah.
It was a trippy.
Yeah. That was gonna be mine as well. I really liked it. Legion is really cool.
And then I had it there. Captain Travis wants to know if having a discussion about whether Batman carries condoms in his utility belt counts as a sci-fi moment of the week.
Sure.
Yeah. Yes. You need
Definitely.
to consider the science of if they'll stay viable. Yes.
That's a very good question. There's a lot of chemicals that Batman is around.
Sure.
If he doesn't change them out
Does
regularly,
he
it could
keep 'em
lead
in
to a
cool
lot of
place?
problems.
It's got to be room temperature. Or
Yeah.
colder.
Don't leave him. I mean, it's better probably than a wallet. Is his
Yeah.
utility
There's just a lot of
belt.
knives
Against
and
his body.
gunfire around him. If they ever
Yeah.
got punctured,
I'm
like
assuming Bruce Wayne got a vasectomy.
That seems really true.
that.
He's wealthy. Like, he doesn't want to
Yeah.
accidentally have a bunch of babies.
That's
Also,
fair.
he's an insane crime fighter.
Sure.
fair.
Yeah,
Yeah.
women would
Fair.
always be coming out of the woodwork to sue him
Oh,
for.
women are the
Probably-
worst.
God,
Oh,
women, right?
ugh.
But
Or
no, because
probably
he's a
just-
wealthy.
Probably
guy.
just happened at one point. Let's be fair. He's been in a lot of fights. There's going to be some blows below the
Yeah,
belt
he
here
just
and
gets-
there. The Joker does not fight clean. That's all I'm
That's
saying.
true.
What about you guys, real quick? And then let's do it as we sign out because we're a little low on time. So, Jesse.
Yeah, mine was Legion. I already said that. You weren't paying attention. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at JessKlein1. That's JSSKlein, the number 1. You can find comedy videos I do at Haymaker Comedy on YouTube. We're going to release next week a video that I just wrote and shot called Republican Cucks. So look out for that.
For the record, you said would have been your moment of the week.
Yeah, well, we already said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I assumed you had a backup. in
No.
that. Haley.
I'm unprepared and I don't have one. I had a really regular week in reality. And I am Hayley O'Connor on Twitter at Hayley O'Connor and Instagram at Hayley Wood, and that's it.
I take responsibility because I did not remind anyone to bring Sci-Fi Moment of the Week. But I feel I'm going to try to make sure that we have time every show now
Got
to
you.
do them because we're supposed to.
Okay.
No.
Someone's in trouble.
That's on me.
God damn
Yeah, the lead of this show is in trouble.
See the sci-fi
I'm
principle.
Zach Wilson. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at @ThatZachWilson. My Sci-Fi Moment of the Week, I won't spoil it, so I don't want to give too many specifics. There is a cameo appearance by someone in the Lego Batman movie. I lost it. If you follow me at all, you will when you see the movie, you will instantly know which cameo I'm talking about. Lost my shit. I think me and the person I was with were the only people laughing in the entire theater. But it was still a very enjoyable movie.
Awesome.
Highly recommend it. Guys, that's going to do it for Sci-Fi Weekly. So until next week, we are the show where we're only one lab coat away from being real scientists. Good night.
From producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire Popcorn Talk Network, we would like to thank you for tuning in. For questions or comments, be sure to visit popcorntalk.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of the Popcorn Talk Network.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of the Popcorn Talk Network or its owners or principals.